Good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Inside Greg's Head. Let's go inside my head today. Remember, I am on a mission to create a more harmonious, empathetic, and peaceful society. Life is not black or white. It is gray, except for the grace of God and our friends and family. None of us would be able to make it in this world. I'm here to teach, not to preach. Okay. So, what are we going to talk about today? What's inside my head? So, I'm reading a book written by David Brooks, and the name of this book is How to Get to Know a Person. Interesting book, because I like reading books that helps people communicate better. You know, we can treat each other better. And so there's an interesting concept. I forget what chapter it is in this book, but basically the book, it focuses on how to see other people, like really see them. Who is that person? What makes them tick? Do you know all the little things about this person? Do you respect this person? Do you hear this person? Do you see this person? Do you feel? Do you feel this person? Do you feel the love? Okay? So in this book, I don't know if he said it or if someone else said it. He says, there are all types of dynamics going on in relationships, right? Relationships at work, your relationship with your spouse, the relationship and how you see people in society. Like, how do you see people in society? So it said that the servant knows more about the master than the master knows about the servant. Think about that. Now, I'm going to repeat that. The servant knows more about the master than the master knows about the servant. So think of this, right? Are you a master or are you a servant? Now, let's talk about some people who perceive, I didn't say they perceive themselves as being masters, right? So a person who has more money in a relationship than the other person, they may see him or herself as a master. And the other person with less money may be the servant, right? So in this case, in another case, a master can also be, let's say, the people who have most of the power and wealth in society. So these people, they fly and operate at a certain level, and they never feel that they have to see other people because they look at themselves as the master. I have money. I have power. I have fame. The rest of you people are servants. I don't need to see you. I don't need to feel you. I don't need to hear you, right? Now, a person's attitude like that can cause problems because servants are people too. They just don't have the money, the power, and the fame. But they are people. One life is not more valuable than the other's life. And if you see yourself being a master, and you see that there are problems being created within your relationship with other people in society, you may want to say, hey, am I taking time to get to know the servant? Do I know what the servant likes? Do I know anything about the servant's family? Do I know anything about the servant's culture? Do I know anything about their religion? Do I know anything about the servants and the way they think and the way they see themselves? Do they have hopes, dreams, aspirations, right? And you may say to yourself, well, if they had the desire for these things, why haven't they done it? Well, that can be for a number of reasons. Maybe no one has shown them. Maybe they've never been able to master this thing. Maybe they've never been able to give an opportunity. So I think in this case, the book, again, it focuses on seeing other people deeply. That's the key. Seeing other people deeply. A lot of times we see people, but we don't see people. We don't care what other people think. We don't care how other people feel, right? So I guess the challenge here today is to ask yourself, hey, do I really know my mate? Am I a master or am I a servant? Does my mate or do the people around me, do they know more about me than I know about them? And if you feel that you're struggling in this way, then consider sitting and asking some very deep questions. Even with my own daughter sometimes, and she'll talk about guys that she's met, and maybe they're going to go out on a date. But I ask her, I'm like, are you asking these people deep questions? Like, what's the person's passion? Like, what are they getting excited? What do they get excited about? What are their hopes, goals, and aspirations? Right? A lot of times we focus on surface level things, how somebody looks, how much money they have, but you can be married to a rich person who's not a very nice person. So a lot of times in relationships like that, you'll see probably the servant who doesn't have as much money and they're married to the very rich person. But even with all of the riches, the servant is not happy because the servant is a person. The servant wants to be seen. The servant wants to be heard. They want you to feel them. Servants are people too. Now, you don't have to assume either role, the master or the servant, but I think if we want to have a more harmonious society, a more peaceful relationship, then I think we need to take time to get to know the other person. Take time to get to know your mate. Sit down and really talk to them. See them, right? When you see your mate, do you give them a hug and a kiss? Not just a glancing hug and a kiss. Do you really show appreciation for these people? Do you really show that you love your mate? Do you really show that you care for your mate? Okay? Are you giving them, and I think tomorrow we'll talk about another thing it talked about in this book is called small touches, right? What are small touches? Do you write them a little love letter? Like, it doesn't always have to be something brand new, like a brand new BMW, right? A lot of times, humans just want to be acknowledged. They just want to be heard. So a candy bar, a little note, right? A shoulder massage. Those things go a long way. So our challenge is to say, am I a servant or a master? If you are a master, do you know more about the servant or does the servant know more about you? Look deeply into your friend's eyes, your wife's eyes, whatever. Hear these people, feel these people. Let them know that you see them. Let them know that you care about them and have deep conversations, okay? Again, the name of this book is How to See Other People, and it's written by David Brook. You might want to check it out if you get the opportunity. And make sure you know as much about the servant as the servant knows about you. All right, guys, on that note, make it an awesome day. Don't forget to leave your comments and please recommend my podcast to your friends and family. Please share the link. Guys, have an awesome day.